Do you know one of the main things that every athlete needs? And if you don't have this, then no matter how talented you are physically, you're never going to reach your full potential. That thing is confidence. In this video, we're going to talk about how you can build confidence as an athlete. Hey there, I'm Eli Straw, the founder of SuccessStartsWithin.com, and self-confidence is one of the most frustrating things that any athlete can deal with, mainly because if you don't have self-confidence, you can often be left wondering, how do I build self-confidence? And it can feel like everyone else who has self-confidence was just lucky enough to be born with this self-confidence, yet maybe you weren't so lucky. But I'm here to tell you that self-confidence is one of those mental traits that needs to be developed. Not only does it need to be developed, but most importantly, it can be developed. Self-confidence just refers to the trust that you have in yourself and your abilities. Now, self-confidence can be very situationally specific because you're going to have confidence in hitting a baseball if you've been playing baseball for 10 years, while you might not have as much confidence in kicking a field goal at 40 yards because you're a baseball player and you haven't been playing football. So self-confidence is applied to what we do. We have self-confidence in what we do, meaning that we have trust in our skills within that specific sport. We have trust in ourselves in general to be able to succeed. We need to have confidence in ourselves. We have confidence in our training plans. We have confidence in our coaches. But confidence really means trust. It means belief. So for you as an athlete, how do you develop this trust? You can say that I do trust myself. I know that I'm confident in my skills. And a lot of times when I'm working with athletes with mental performance coaching, they have confidence in understanding, where they'll tell me, I know that I'm really good. I know that I have skills. I know that I'm a lot more talented than even a lot of my teammates, but I'm just not performing well in games. I'm not confident in my ability to perform. So there we have an additional layer of it. Not only do you need to be confident knowing that you have the skills, but you also have to be confident in execution. You have to believe in yourself that come game time, you're going to be able to perform. The reason that self-confidence sometimes comes and goes usually has to do with the way that you're thinking. Now, some of the main things that can work against your confidence as an athlete include performance anxiety. If you're overly anxious and overly worried about what's going to happen, what you don't want to happen, what you really want to do, what you really want to accomplish, and you start to have all these anxieties, your mind is really going into the future. You're really outcome oriented. That's going to work against your confidence. If you're fearful, you are afraid to fail. So rather than thinking, I'm going to go into this game and I'm just going to kill it, I'm really going to succeed, you begin thinking, I just don't want to mess up. I just cannot mess up. I cannot make another error. So when you think like that, your mind is focused on you failing. Even though you're saying, I don't want to fail, you're still focused on failing. That focus is going to reduce your confidence. Another thing that can play into your confidence is pressure and expectations. When you feel pressure and expectations from your coaches, from your parents, from yourself, that's going to work against your confidence because once again, you're slipping into that I have to mindset. You have a lot of anxiety, you have a lot of fear. The anxiety comes from I have to do this, I have to do that. The fear comes from thinking I can't mess up because if I mess up, I won't live up to these expectations. To build self-confidence as an athlete, there are certain tools that you can use, certain mental training skills that you can apply that over time are going to work to build your confidence. Number one is going to be really altering the way that you speak to yourself. In other words, you want to develop more positive and productive self-talk. When you doubt yourself, a lot of times your self-talk is going to look like, I suck, I can't do this. When you make a mistake, you're probably going to say, I knew I couldn't do that. So you have to flip that. You have to switch what you're saying to yourself before games. You have to switch what you're saying to yourself during practices. And you have to switch what you're saying to yourself after you make a mistake. So rather than saying, I suck, you say, I know I'm a great player. After you make a mistake, rather than saying, I knew I couldn't do that, say, it's okay, let it go, focus on the next play. Or say, I'm going to get it next time. Be more positive, be more productive. When you're going up to bat or when you're going onto the field and you're thinking, I don't know if I can do this, I can't do this, I hope I don't mess up, say, I believe in myself. I trust in my training. I am a great player. I've got this. I'm going to kill this. Speaking more confidently is going to lead to you feeling more confidently. Next, we have visualization. Visualization is the ability to see yourself perform in your mind. So you close your eyes and you imagine yourself going through your skills. The reason visualization helps with confidence is number one, it builds the memory of success. When you're really confident, this comes from knowing that you can do something. In order to know that you can do something, you need the experience of doing it. When you are struggling with self-confidence, getting that experience during a game can be very difficult. I call this the confidence crisis, because how are you going to build self-confidence if you need to see yourself to succeed in order to build self-confidence, yet you need confidence in order to succeed? Well, you can use visualization, where you imagine yourself going through your skills, performing your sport, feeling confident while you do so, seeing yourself do it perfectly, feel successful. That's going to build that memory of success and boost your self-confidence. Number 3 is prepare. The more prepared you are, the more confident you're going to feel. An example I can give, it's a funny example, but it's when I had to give the speech at my sister's wedding. I was very nervous at the time. I wasn't very comfortable with public speaking, so I was very, very unconfident. I was feeling anxious. I was fearful. This was months and months before it even happened. So what I did was I wrote out the speech, I want to say 4 to 5 months before the wedding. That seems extreme, but what I did was I began memorizing it. And I read it over and over again to myself. I got to the point where I felt confident. Then I started reading it to my mom. Then I started reading it to my friend. And the more that I read it, the more I prepared. Then when I finally got there and I gave the speech, I didn't feel anxious at all. I didn't feel nervous. I felt completely confident. I remembered it, and I did it perfectly. Now, applying that to sports, applying that to you, how much more preparation could you honestly do? I know as athletes, we all like to say, oh, I prepare so much. I can tell you when I was playing baseball in college, I used to think, I'm preparing as much as I can. Looking back on it, I know there's so much more I could have done. Not only just preparing physically, but preparing mentally as well. I could have done more visualization. I could have worked on my self-talk more. I probably could have spent a little bit more deliberate training sometimes with hitting, with fielding. So for you, ask yourself, am I preparing as much as I can prepare? The more prepared you are, the more confident you're going to feel. And then lastly, it is to focus more on yourself in the moment and your responsibilities. I said that a couple of the things that can work against your self-confidence are performance anxiety and the fear of failure. Performance anxiety and the fear of failure are a result of outcome-oriented thinking. You are focused on the outcome. What is going to happen? Instead of being focused on the outcome, if you can be more focused on the present moment, on what you're doing right now, that's going to reduce those outcome thoughts. It's going to help you be more process-focused and process-oriented, and that as a result is going to increase your self-confidence. If you're struggling with low confidence right now, begin using these 4 techniques. Pay attention to your self-talk, practice visualization, make sure you are as prepared as you can be, and be more process-focused. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do. I hope you enjoyed this training, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We put out new trainings each week on sports psychology and the mental game to help you build a championship mindset. If you have any questions about sports psychology, about this training, or if there are any topics that you want me to cover in the future, please leave them in the comments below. And if you're interested in learning more about myself, Success Starts Within, or any of the services that we offer, please visit successstartswithin.com. Once again, thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do.